Welcome to the Sea of Thieves. You are a fresh face at the outpost with dreams of pirate glory. Only one problem. You're broke. So what do you do in order to make enough gold in order to become a fully fledged pirate captain as quickly as possible? Well, allow me to show you. Almost everything you do in the Sea of Thieves can give you treasure. The only problem? Figuring out how to make it back to port alive. One of the easiest ways to start making gold in Sea of Thieves is by doing voyages that you buy from NPCs at the outpost, but these don't give you nearly as much loot as world events and emergent threats. The only drawback is certain world events and loot types will be a beacon to bloodthirsty pirates that want to steal from you. So knowing which world events have a lower risk for activity will allow you to gain loot, experience, and most importantly, gold. Now, when you join a server, the first thing you always want to do is stock up on supplies before you set sail. Can't have a profitable adventure without the proper munitions and rations. Next step is to check the map. Here is where you will find our first two areas to find lots of loot: sea forts and siren treasuries. Sea forts are small forts near the outskirts of the map that are haunted by phantoms from the Spanish fleet. By fighting waves of phantoms, you can clear the fort in under 10 minutes and claim a room full of ghost loot to yourself. You can also take supplies from the fort's barrels to gain tons of food and over 100 cannonballs. These forts are all over the map and respawn fairly fast, so you could technically go to each one and grind them out to get lots of loot and supplies very quickly. The only thing to consider is that these are a prime location for other crews to stock up their ship, as well as high activity areas for adventures and special events, so these might not always be the safest option but are surely worth a visit. Siren treasuries are similar to sea forts, except they are found deep within the sea. You can find these located on your map with the siren icons. Set sail towards these areas on the map until you see a mystical blue aura on the waves. Once you pull your sails and dive in, search for the entrance and open the bubble doors. That sounded funny. Anyway, once you go inside, you will have to fight waves of skeletons, sirens, and ocean crawlers. There will be kegs and tridents for you to use once you begin, and if you manage to get yourself killed, you will respawn inside, so unleash your inner chaotic crusader and blow stuff up. Once completed, the vault will open and you will find a hoard of siren treasure that you can send back up to your ship via mermaid statue. You can collect the loot back at the surface and continue on your adventure. But if you do want to take on something a bit more lucrative, you can search for an active skeleton fort and set sail towards the green-eyed skull in the sky. This event might draw a little more attention to yourself from other newer pirates, but most experienced players are not interested in these events anymore. But you're never truly safe on the Sea of Thieves, so keep an eye out. Once you get past the barrage of cannon fire, you will have to park your ship safely and take out many waves of skeletons before fighting a final skeleton lord boss. Once the final boss is dead, it will drop a green fort key that is used to open the fort vault, leaving you with a large pile of valuable fort loot. Just make sure you blow up those kegs first before taking the loot on board. There are other types of world events with better loot types as well, but these are a little more difficult for players who have just started sailing. You will want a bit more experience and help from your fellow crewmates to take on some of the other events within the Sea of Thieves. There are also emergent threats that may appear during your adventures, such as skeleton ships or megalodons. These are great ways to gain some combat experience as well as some extra loot, so if you have the guts and time to hunt them down, go for it. Some extra treasure never hurt anyone. Now, of course, these ways of making gold may not be the fastest, but they are a great way for pirates who have yet to learn the ropes to gain some sailing experience and find themselves getting gold while having memorable adventures. These were some of my best experience when first playing the game, so maybe you will enjoy them just as much as I did. And who knows, maybe you'll become an infamous pirate like myself one day. If you want to see more of my adventures, you can click this video to watch chaos unfold before your eyes. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.